What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about how, as a producer, as an engineer, as a creative mind, maybe you're being a little too hard on yourself. Welcome back, guys. First things first, I do want to apologize. I know it's been like 2 weeks since I've posted. Long story short, I've been moving, and for the better half of that time, my studio has been in boxes. Now, I do want to do a studio tour, 2018 studio tour before the year ends, so if you want to see that, let me know. Anyway, today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a beat making video or a tutorial, but more so a discussion or a conversation, if you will, over a thought that I had the other day, which revolves around the concept that maybe as producers, as engineers, as creative minds, we're being a little too hard on ourselves. So the other day I was laying in bed and I couldn't sleep, and in the midst of my insomnia, I had this thought, which was that whenever I look 10 years into my past, 10 years into my life, it feels like an eternity ago. It literally feels like forever, yet whenever I look 10 years into my future, it feels like it could be here at any moment. Now, this might be different for you, but ultimately what this ends up resulting in for me is this feeling of pressure, of frustration, and anxiety almost, because I started to think about how I'm not where I want to be and how I haven't accomplished the goals that I set out for myself. Now, this is only made worse by the fact that we live in such a hyper-connected society where it's so easy for me to pick up this here, log into social media, see what everybody else is doing, start comparing myself, and then subsequently start to feel small and inadequate. Now, to rub salt into the wound, we also have age coming into play. And if you're older, then you know what I'm talking about, but we have age constantly reminding you that you're getting older and that you haven't become successful yet, whatever that may mean to you. Now, the discussion of what success actually is a whole different conversation, mostly because it's subjective, but the one thing that I've learned over the years, doing this for a number of years and meeting other people who are just as passionate about their craft as I am, is that oftentimes, because we're so focused on looking forward naturally because we want to achieve our goals and aspirations, we oftentimes forget to stop, take a moment, and look back to see how far we've come. And the crazy thing about progress is that you don't notice it until you look back. So I say all these things to challenge you to do 3 things, because that other night when I couldn't sleep, I reminded myself of a few things myself. Now, the first thing is to stop comparing yourself to others, because even though we all work under the same industry, no two paths are the same. Just because someone became successful with a certain method doesn't mean that's going to be the exact same way that you're going to become successful. The only thing we should be worried about at all times is just consistently working towards our dreams and aspirations. And then the only person you should really be comparing yourself to is who you were yesterday. Now, number 2 kind of piggybacks off number 1, and that is to enjoy the journey. Now, I understand that we're all eager to get to the finish line and, you know, cross off that accomplishment or get that thing. But what I've learned over the years is that the finish line, the end goal, is relatively small compared to the journey. It's very short-lived, because once you get there, it's like a moving target. You move on to the next thing, and it's a never-ending cycle. Whereas the journey, that's where all the growth happens. That's where all the mistakes happen. That's where all the lessons are learned and the experiences are had. And that is so much greater than the actual end result. Now, I'm not saying that the journey is going to be easy. I understand what it means to struggle. But even though it's going to be hard, it's going to be so meaningful and so valuable to you. And it is because of all that adversity that you, above anybody else, are better equipped to receive your blessing whenever the time comes. And number 3, and I would say this is probably the most important out of them all, is that from time to time, take a moment to stop and look back and see how far you've come, because it's so easy to think that you haven't done enough when you've forgotten how much you've accomplished already. Now, I want to be clear here because I don't want to be misunderstood. I am a huge advocate of setting goals and being relentless about achieving them. But what I'm also a big advocate of is appreciating and acknowledging the things that you've already done in your journey, in your progress towards your dreams and aspirations, because chances are, at the end of the day, maybe you're just being a little too hard on yourself. But yeah, that's it, guys. I know this video isn't a typical video for me, but I was kind of going through this thought process the other day, and I thought, well, maybe if I'm going through it, maybe you know, the guys that follow me, or the girls that follow me, maybe they're going through it too, because before producer, before engineer, we're all humans, and we all kind of deal with these things, especially if you operate in a creative professional field. Now, before I sign off, and in the spirit of acknowledging your accomplishments, and also because I'm genuinely interested, I want to ask you guys a question. Based on your own goals and aspirations, what are some of your accomplishments that you are particularly proud of? Let me know down in the comment section below. And to kick things off, I'm going to start off myself. So since doing this professionally, I have produced, recorded, and mixed a singer-songwriter EP. I've executive produced, recorded, and mixed 2 full-length rap albums. I've helped put together an event that caters to independent artists here in my community in the Tampa Bay area. And I've made countless memories with the people that I get to work with. But like I said, this isn't about me. I want to know about you guys. What are some of the accomplishments that you're proud of? Let me know. Drop a comment. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not already. But I will see you guys on the next one.